So I'm out at the North American Sniper Team Invitational, and I thought I'd take a moment to tell you about the rifle that you see here, because there's quite a story here. It just seems like nobody really knows that story. This is the story of the Seekins SP10 M. This is a rifle that has been issued to United States Army Special Operations Command for about 2 years now. Testing started in 2018. Fielding the rifle started in 2019. The civilian designator of this rifle is SP10M, and you can order one identical to what's issued, or of course you can get it chambered in whatever you want and know that it's built off the same components, the same gas system, same, except bore diameter and the cartridge in the chamber. So, but the story here is that this thing started getting tested back in 2018, and what they found about this rifle is that of all of the large frame ARs that they tested, because anybody that makes one turned one in, this one was the most accurate, this one was the softest shooting, and this one had the longest barrel life, and so by a pretty commanding margin. And so this is the rifle that they adopted. They later went on to, before they adopt a rifle and field it, they'll continue to test it until it fails. They just beat the brakes off of it because they want to know what's going to break when it breaks. And what they found in that portion of testing was that this had the fewest malfunctions and the fewest parts breakages. And then they took all of that data, about 1,200 pages worth, gave that back to Seekins, and Seekins used that to improve the design even further. So the SP10Ms of today are the most updated, the most vetted, the most tested large frame ARs on the market, and you don't have to take my word for it or Seekins' word for it or anybody's really. We've got USASOC that says that's how it is. Some of the features about this rifle that helped it win the contract is it's got a lot of mass right where the handguard meets the upper receiver. If you pull this handguard off, you'll see it looks like nothing else, like no other large frame AR. There's a large triangular shaped chunk of aluminum. The barrel and barrel nut go down inside there, and then the handguard fastens over the top of that. And what that does is it means your handguard never touches your barrel and your barrel nut, so that you don't get a point of impact shift if you've got an asymmetric load on your bipod, or maybe you've got an IR laser here that you've got zeroed, and you start doing some weirdo positional stuff that we've seen out here over the last 3 days of this competition. So it's very rigid, and it avoids that point of impact shift that you can sometimes find with other large frame ARs when you put asymmetric load on the bipod. It's got a very long gas system. It's a custom length with a select adjustable gas block, and what that allows you to do is, once you figure out what your suppressor is and what cartridge, what load you want to shoot, you can fine-tune your gas system to where it's right. It's not going to be overgassed, it's not going to be undergassed, it's going to be gassed correctly. So you take that long tunable gas system and you combine it with a 60 coil dual buffer assembly in the rear, and that's why it's the softest shooting rifle. And this, of all the large frame ARs that I've shot, this one shoots the most like a bolt action rifle. When you get to these big ARs, the bolt carrier groups gets pretty massive, and you get a lot of reciprocating mass, and if you watch through crosshairs, it can generate a lot of movement depending on how you're holding the rifle. And so this gas system and recoil assembly mitigate a lot of that garbage that's kind of going on. If you're interested in the specs of this rifle, it's been fielded with a 22-inch barrel and a 16-inch barrel, 1-to-8 twist, 260 Remington. The 20-inch barrel measures .850 at the gas block. The 16-inch barrel is a little lighter, measures .750 at the gas block. The 22-inch barrel comes with a Gen 3 Magpul PRS stock. The 16-inch is the ACS-L or ACL-S. But that's also a Magpul stock. The trigger that went through the rifle with testing that won was a Timney AR-15 trigger, which I found interesting because there's a lot of triggers and you don't hear a lot about Timney, but hey, good job. So anyway, that's the Seekins SP10M. You can get this thing configured however you want, but this is the 22-inch barrel issued gun that you're looking at. And if you want the most tested and vetted and gun that's out there according to USASOC, you want to shoot what the ninjas shoot, then this is a rifle for you.